Hello, Summit here with another Survivio topic. Today we have a special video about something of very high potential importance to the game's lore. Now, before we start, we want to tell you that this is not confirmed lore. There is the chance that this is a hoax or a very elaborate art piece. Now, what's all this fuss about? On July 5th, there was a post from the Survivio fandom wiki by a user named Tarkany. They'd spoken only once before, and that was a simple hello in May. But this message was much different. Entitled, this message contained no text but one very high-resolution image of a worn, weathered, and stained piece of paper with confidential Parma Initiative DAW bold across the top. The document, addressed to Dr. Solanum, consists mostly of shipping status updates from various firearm manufacturers, specifically Heckler & Koch, FN Herstal, and Browning Arms. It also mentions various other weapons, such as prototypes and modified weapons. But why is this important? Besides the fact that this is the first piece of substantial lore in over a year, this is less about current lore and more of substance lore. What I mean by that is this document isn't about what's happening now, but it provides information about the past and gives more context and storyline history. That's not to say no questions were answered, however. Now here's where we have to piece some things together, but thankfully this document gives us most if not all of the pieces. If we look at the bottom left, we can see some numbers, 0.8.2, followed by a string of other numbers. If we look at the changelog, we can see that the updates corresponding to this number are the Small Potatoes update, which built upon the Mystery of the Savannah's teasers, the grass patches, and the Twice Baked update, which was the final update before the introduction of the Savannah mode. This lines up with what we see in the document. If you can remember, the weapons added in Savannah mode were the STV-63, the MK-20 SSR, the BLR-81, the L-86A2, and the VSS. These weapons directly line up with what's stated on the document. 2 marksman's rifles acquired from the USSR. This would be the SVD and the VSS. Browning Arms makes the BLR, FN Herstal makes the MK-20 SSR, and H&K makes the L-86A2. The document also confirms that the potato cannon is indeed a modification of the RPG-7, and that the Spud gun is a modification of the British L2A3 submachine gun, also known as the Sterling submachine gun. But we're not done with dates just yet. The document also states that the Sterling prototype will be finished around December of 1989. Would anyone like to take a guess when the Spud gun was released? If you said December, you'd be correct.
Coincidence? I think not!
The document is sent to Bunker 9, which is the Cloud Bunker. This means that Dr. Solanum works at the Cloud Bunker. This might mean that the Cloud Bunker is responsible for all the potato madness, since we know that Dr. Solanum is responsible for the potatoes. The document was sent from Bunker 5, the Hatchet. We know that the Hatchet Bunker was responsible for storage of weapons for Parma, so it only makes sense that this is where the communique originated from. Now, there's a level of skepticism on how legitimate this document is. Naturally, the easiest and most official way to determine whether something is legitimate would be to ask Congregate themselves. So, naturally, we did that. A writer for Summit asked Sam, the community manager, about the document and got a response. So what I can tell you is that survivio.fandom.com isn't an official site, and let's say, hypothetically, we were planning on leaking something. It'd probably be done via an official channel, such as our Discord. Understandably, part of the fun of leaks is the mystery about whether or not they're legit, so take with it what you will. For many in the lore community, this confirmed for them that this document is in fact legitimate. Congregate is a very strict company, and we've seen before what happens if fake or misleading information is shared in public forums. The offender is reprimanded and the post is taken down. If the post had been false, Congregate would have just outright said, yeah, that's not true, we'll deal with that immediately. The fact that they intentionally left it unconfirmed is a big hint that it is in fact legitimate. Other points towards the document being legitimate are the fact that everything just works. The dates are correct, the art is just too good, there's so many minute details, and not to mention Justin himself said in a cryptic message back in 2018 that, quote, Tarkany will play a role in the future of this game. It just seems too unlikely to have been faked. However, that's not to say it's impossible. Once again, this document was not confirmed to be authentic. However, it is of my opinion that this document was to be released along the 0.2.8 update as an additional teaser for what was to come, but was most likely withheld due to copyright reasons. We've seen this before with weapons such as the M416 and the G18C. Originally they were named the HK416 and the Glock 18C, but were renamed due to copyright reasons. I don't know what changed, but I'm glad that someone has decided to feed the starving lore community by releasing this document. Thank you for tuning in. Do you think this document is legitimate? What do you think Tarkany will post next? Leave us a comment with what you think. And as always, please consider supporting us if you enjoyed this content by liking and subscribe for more game-related content. We hope you learned something, and as always, we'll see you in the next one.